Steve, let's start with the penalty and the sending off.
Well, I think you're as baffled as what I am. I mean, the whole ground didn't know. I think it must have took him 3 minutes to make his mind up. He certainly didn't give a penalty for the start of it, because we've got evidence of him turning away. He's got something in his ear that two men were down, what made him turn round. And then I have asked him then, did you make the decision yourself, or did you need help from your earpiece? Because if you got help for your earpiece, there's a handball. There's blatant handball. He takes it down with his hand. And then, as I've said just to the TV there, then there's got to be a bit of common sense come into it. Is a penalty not enough? He's undecided at the time. He's then had 2-3 minutes to think about it. Wards a penalty, sends the guy off, and they're big decisions, big calls. And too often now, we're talking about it last Saturday with us. We're talking about it again. Sam's in his programme. It's happening too often that we're talking about referees and decisions and incidents far too often for my liking, you know. And as I said, there's no real common sense. These laws were brought in to make the game better. They're making a bloody mockery of it, as if you ask me, because we could have just shut up shop. We could have shut up shop and tried to play on the break. We decided to leave two up top. We decided to be brave. We decided to take the game for them. And I'm convinced if we had 11 men, we'd take something from the game. Convinced. Because we nearly did it with 10 men. I've never seen a team play so well and not get something from the game with 10 men.
So go back to that penalty decision. Who's made the decision? Have you clarified? Because the linesman didn't put his flag across his chest or anything like that.
Well, we've got evidence of the referee seeing the incident, turn round, and then he must have some sort of communication with somebody, because he then turns around because there's two men down. And McGregor's got a serious injury at the moment because of it. And as I said, too often, if I say too much, I get into trouble, because it's a nonsense, and we're far too often talking about it. And as I said, it spoils the whole spectacle. Yeah. Thankfully we didn't, because the way we played and how brave we were. Let's
talk about that McGregor injury. What is it, Steve? What can you tell us?
Kidneys, unfortunately, and he's away seeing a specialist, and he'll remain in hospital tonight in London. We're calling for a specialist as we speak now, so we're hoping that it's not that serious, but it's pretty serious. And he's in a pretty bad way at the minute, so let's hope it goes our way.
Okay. He'll be staying in hospital overnight down here then, I would think.
Yeah.
Will you appeal that? Can you appeal that?
I don't know. I'm going to go and see the secretary. I don't know if you can appeal it, because I ain't so sure. And we appealed against George Boyd last week and didn't get anywhere, so I'm probably wasting my time, and I'm honestly fed up to the back teeth of it, because it's constant. It's constant. However, that's how disappointed we are, and we feel badly aggrieved.
How proud are you of the 10 men?
The team were absolutely magnificent. They were a joy to watch. And as I've said, if we had 11, I'm convinced we'd have got something from the game, because we never really in any bother. It's an awful own goal by Chester, which happens occasionally. It's an awful own goal. They haven't really had a chance against us. They hadn't ripped us open at all. It was an absolute crying shame.
Just one to check, Figueroa came off. What was the injury?
He's got a twisted ankle as well.
How bad's that, Steve?
I'd be extremely doubtful for Saturday, I would have thought, but we'll see how he is.